What's up, guys? Spin Firearms here, and yes, I am here to eat my words, right? What I'm known for is loving the Glock 26, carrying the Hellcat, the Shield Plus, Shield 357 SIG, smaller size handguns, subcompacts, micro 9, single stacks, pocket pistols like the LCP Max, and so on. Because it's so easy to carry and be comfortable. It's always on you. For instance, in my pocket right now, Glock 43, right? Only 7+1 capacity, but I love it. I'm here to eat my words. I have compacts. I just rarely ever carry them. Right here is an XD M. Right here is a Glock 23, my home defense Glock 45, but I don't carry them. I am going to start carrying this handgun because it's unreal. And I'm going to do it during cold seasons, right? Winter, spring, fall. We're going to get into a handgun that is the product of a bunch of people sitting around a table saying, what do the people want? And that's what they came up with. Check this out. The Springfield Armory Echelon Compact. The 4.0 inch barrel. This thing has over 500 rounds through it. 2 boxes of gold dots. Not a single hiccup. And it is just a ridiculous handgun. This is a shooter. This is just ergonomic. Has everything you could want. I mean, absolutely ridiculous. My favorite dot is the Defender CCW. Absolutely love Vortex. They make some of the greatest optics for the price, and they're built like tanks. This right here is probably the best duty setup on the market. I don't care what anyone says. The best. This or the larger Echelon, but I like this. Less muzzle flip, everything. And this has the Defender ST on it, and look at that. It is such an amazing dot. This setup is perfect. If you're a security guard or law enforcement or whatever the case may be, and you could carry a handgun, obviously we're going to say the Glock 19, Glock 45, Glock 19X, stuff like that. But the Echelon is right there. It is, I'm at a loss for words almost, and I only have one complaint, which I will touch on, and it's a big thing. Only one complaint, so stay tuned for that video, or for the video, the whole thing, because I'm going to tell you what it is. Let's just go through this handgun, because this thing is just, it's dumb. It's ridiculous. So here's an XDM, and here's the Echelon 4.0. 3.8 inch barrel, 4.0. Right here's a Glock 23, or basically a Glock 19, same size. And they're basically the same size. And it has the same capacity as a Glock 19. Let's check this thing out for a second. So obviously, we have the modular Echelon system that allows for basically a ridiculous amount of different dots, and that's another great system. The Glock MOS system is the most poorly engineered and created optic system in the world, and I love Glock, but you have to be honest, and I always am on this channel. It is one of the most poorly made optic systems out there. It's ridiculous. This, look at that direct mount. Look at, this is a thick dot, because this is a duty dot. This is a everyday carry dot, a drop dot, something that you can beat up and nothing's going to happen to it. It's so thick. It's like a Delta Point Pro. But look, it sits so low, you get a co-witness at the bottom 5th, bottom 6th of that optic. Absolutely ridiculous, right? So for this, you have the option to basically throw ridiculous amounts of optics on there. Basically, whatever you like, you'll be able to throw on here. The finish. I love Springfield Armory finishes. They rarely show anything. They show a couple of scratches. You can usually like buff them out with your thumb, but they do a really good job. No rust, nothing. This seems like they even upgraded it just a tad bit. Look at it. Just a little bit nicer, but it has that Springfield Armory finish, and I'm all for it, right? Next up, one of the other complaints, I guess I got 2 complaints, but one of the other ones is the sights. But if you're running a dot, it doesn't matter. I love these sights. I think they're great right out of the box, but I wish they would have threw a 3-dot setup, or even a blacked out rear with that yellow front, because for some people, they struggle with the sight picture, as I have before. You know, getting used to the larger Echelon, the full-size Echelon, I actually struggled with the sights, and it took a couple hundred rounds to be pinpoint accurate with it. So that is the only thing I would say is a different sight setup, but you cannot beat these sights coming out of the box. They're great. They're going to do what they're supposed to do, and they're there if you need them, especially if you're running a dot, which most people with this handgun will run a dot. This is one of those dot handguns. Forward serrations make it look really nice, and notice how slim and thin line this whole thing is. Right here you have the XDM. I love the XDMs. Don't get me wrong. I love XDMs. They're a great line. But they're a little thick and heavy, which is what they're great for. They shoot 45 well and 10 millimeter. And that's why a lot of people buy them for, is the 10 millimeter platform. But the Echelon is just thinner all around, except for the rear of the slide, which we will touch on, right? Anyways, awesome forward serrations. Cool, just little inlet, little design there. Nice looking up top. Little three stripe rear serrations, and they work great. These are some of the best serrations in terms of actual function. A lot of people like serrations for looks, and that's fine and all. I like them for function, and it has both on this handgun. And then obviously it has slide assist in the rear, which is this. See how it kicks outward? It makes it really easy. So even if you do, which you'll never accidentally slip off these serrations because they're just great, you have that to rely on, right? So that's really going to help for clearing malfunctions, getting some extra leverage if you can't get the slide because it's locked up for some reason, which will probably never happen with your Echelon, and I'll explain why. We're going to touch on the internals. But yeah, just absolutely ridiculous. They killed it with the slide, and they did a great job, with the modular system, obviously. Obviously, we've got a full rail. Awesome. I mean, they did everything on this handgun. Everything. Look. Awesome memory pads. And it even kicks out a little bit. It like swoops out. So you have a nice place to rest that thumb. Perfect for point shooting. I mean, perfect for point shooting. Keeping that finger off the trigger. Just, I couldn't ask for any more. I mean, what more can you ask for? They did everything on this handgun. Awesome, big, wide open trigger guard, which is really nice if you live in a cold area. It's impossible to get a glove finger in this trigger guard. It just is. This right here, you can get a glove finger on, which is really nice for people who are going to use it for duty, security, whatever you're going to be doing. Big undercut right here, which is really nice. That helps accommodate most size hands. Really nice. I get a full 3 fingers on this handgun, or maybe a little, my pinky hangs off. But I basically get full 3-finger contact, and it is 15+1 capacity with the flush mag. Another thing I noticed is the mag kicks out a little bit. It's a little bit wider. Also, the grip flares out. So you have a little bit of a mag wall at the base, but you also have these tabs right here with texturing. Check that out. This is the stuff I'm talking about. The little things. Look at that. You didn't have to stipple that or add texturing. You didn't have to indent that, and it's going to cost a little extra money every time you produce it. It's extra cuts and extra mistakes can be made, and you had to engineer it. But it's just great. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This thing is also fully ambidextrous other than the takedown lever, right? Oops, sorry. That shot out way harder than I thought it would, but as you can see, everything functions. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This handgun, I wish it was smaller, which we'll touch on, but it's just ridiculous. I love this thing. It's just good. Everything about it is good. Sub $700, $650, $670, whatever, 100% worth it. Save up for it. I don't care when anyone says you may be looking for a budget firearm. Save up for it and get this thing. It is ridiculous, right? So nice trigger guard. Then the texturing is through the whole entire handgun. All the way up there, all the way to underneath that trigger guard, up top, everywhere. There's texturing everywhere. Everywhere. It's good texturing. It's very similar to your Hellcat, and I think the Hellcat has great texturing, so absolutely awesome. Got to respect it. Now, obviously, there's different back straps, all that, right? So you can choose what you truly like. Then, on top of that, what do you call it? The trigger. It's very XDM-ish. XDM Elite, I should say. Look at this. Cool. It's ridiculous. Look at this. This is my favorite handgun of 2024. And that says a lot because the Hellcat Pro comp came out. The Smith & Wesson Carry comp. Look at that. I would say this is a smooth 4.5 pounds. Look at that. It's just... I'm sorry, guys. I have not been this excited about handguns in a long while. And this is just... It's it. It's the handgun I've been looking for a larger handgun. Am I going to carry it all the time? No. But I'm going to carry this thing? Of course I am. Of course. I might get a nice outside the waistband holster. And, woo! Absolutely love it. Obviously, it's still going to be concealed. Takedown lever. That is one thing I struggle with on Springfields. You have this, on a lot of their models, like the XDs and stuff, you have this that sticks out right there. When I grip, right? Sometimes I touch it and it doesn't lock back. They have it tucked back so nicely, it's staying near flush. It sticks out just a little bit, but look, you are not going to be bumping that. So my grip that I really enjoy shooting, and I think I have a pretty solid grip on my handgun, I'm not going to accidentally engage. And obviously this is your takedown lever, even that has texturing on it. Just dumb. Just dumb. They did a great job. If you like compacts, this is it. Do I like it better than a 19? I love Glock 19s. I love Glock 23s. I like it better. And that's saying a lot. I'm sorry, that's saying a lot. Do I like it better than a Glock 26? Of course not. But do I like it better than your Glock 19? Yes, I do. Do I like it better than the Hellcat, which is my currently number 2? They play different roles. I love the Hellcat. It's hard for me to say. I'd say they're tied. Tied for number 2. Springfield is just... I love it. I mean, if you guys know me since the beginning of my channel, I've owned XDSs for 5 years, 6 years. My second handgun or first handgun, I think it was actually my second, was an XD Mod 1. I mean, I still have it. You guys see it in the videos all the time. They are just, they've come a long way. That's what I will say. Also comes with a larger mag. Check that out. Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. They just did a ridiculous job. Now, ergonomics. This is the best feeling handgun on my hands that I own. And that's saying a lot. I have a CZP-10C that feels great. I have so many awesome hands. This thing fits my hand like a glove. Look at this. Just perfect. And that's why I want to carry this. It's literally perfect for my hands. Nice high beaver tail. I mean, just... I don't think... See, here's the thing. It would have took something like this for me to carry something larger. It will. Is it cutting out the 26? Of course not. Is it cutting out the Hellcat? Of course not. But it took a release like this, and they got me. They won me over. And then with the dot, it's even more ridiculous. Now, I might even throw a Sealy on here. I'm not sure yet, but that Defender ST is just... It's it. It's that dot. I mean, this is a duty setup right here. Look at this. They even have the rubber pad up top if it lands on there. They have nice rounded edges so all the pressure doesn't go into your glass. They have a little indent to help you find center easier. They have the serrated front for a really nice, cool look. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Even the guide rod's got texturing. I don't get it. Pointless, but sort of cool. Yeah, this thing, all jokes aside, this thing is nice. This thing is ridiculous. It's what I've been looking for. I've wanted a compact that I just, it's one of those handguns you feel a certain way about. It just, I've done this video before where I'm talking about certain handguns and I feel the same exact way. And this is one of those handguns. This is the winner of 2024. There is no better release. And people are going to say, 2011s and staccatos. They're all nice handguns. But I'm taking this all day. This is one of those handguns that you beat up. That's what it's for. Is it willing to take abuse and still continue performing? Springfield has done a ridiculous job with this handgun. And obviously it comes with, the mounting plate. It comes, the cover plate, all that stuff. I threw the Vortex on. But yeah, comes with all the screws for whatever optic. I mean, it's just, they thought this thing through. Absolutely thought this thing through. Let's check out the trigger one more time. Look at that. Nice defined wall, which I like for self-defense, right? You don't want something that just goes immediately because if you're under stress, wherever the case may be. Crisp. Clean. And then let's touch on the internals, then we'll get out of here. Look at that. Absolutely ridiculous. So internal-wise, oops, sorry, I accidentally engaged that. Hold on one sec. There we go. So, something I noticed. There's no backup feed ramp, like in the Hellcat, but they have a little bit longer feed ramp coming off that barrel. And what Springfield does so well is polishing. Everything is always polished to the max. That feed ramp is solid silver from that polishing. Everything. Places that rub on Glocks, they are polished in this handgun, whereas Glock doesn't polish them. Look at that. Everything is polished. The inside is a masterpiece. Look at the mag release is a genius mag release. Unlike the XDS and certain Springfield models that I wasn't a big fan of the mag release, right? This handgun is complete in every single aspect of a firearm. And things have gotten sort of ridiculous with the ports and the comps. It's a carry gun. It doesn't matter if it has 20% less recoil. I'm just being real with you guys. It does not matter. You just need something that's reliable and that'll go bang. This thing I would trust my whole entire life with. Zero problem. This handgun is next level. This is what people want Glock to do. And I love Glock. Trust me. Like I said, I love Glock handguns. But this is what people are wanting out of them. This thing is just butter in every way. Look at the way it racks. Just so smooth. Such a light. I mean, just look at that. Just ridiculous. And it's even better to shoot. Recoil-wise, it's ridiculous. It is flat with such little felt recoil. It's just, I'm sort of in awe. This handgun has been so great. It's ridiculous. I've enjoyed this thing, and I'm curious to see where it goes. I want to keep shooting with it. It's just a great gun. I don't know why people sleep on Springfield so much. I get the whole, situation back in the day with 2A rights and blah, 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 and giving money to this person, whatever. That was a rogue actor, whatever. Springfield produces some of the best handguns, and guess what? All made by HS Product in Croatia. Isn't that ridiculous? Some of the best handguns and most reliable handguns that I own, made in Croatia. But they're quality, and they can run with anything you see in my safes. They can literally run back to back. It might even outlast 95 to 98% of the stuff I own. So, absolutely love this release. Now, what is the number one thing that's wrong with it? They need to release a subcompact grip module. Because these are modular, that would be huge. Drop the subcompact grip module. Give us, 12 plus 1 like this. So we can be more comfortable while carrying. Keep the 4-inch barrel, the longer slide, and I'm happy. Give us that subcompact frame, and it's game over, guys. Absolutely game over. Let's check out that trigger one more time. Notice how everything just functions on this handgun? Everything just, boop, just functions so well. Boop. Just ridiculous. I mean, wow. They did an awesome job with the Springfield Armory Echelon. Gotta respect it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.